This is an Alex Books presentation. City Dreams. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Sarah rolled down her car window, letting the warm breeze flow through her hair. The city was alive, yet it felt different this evening, more serene, more dreamlike. Sarah's day had been long and filled with the usual hustle and bustle of work. She had dealt with endless meetings, tight deadlines, and the constant hum of her phone. Now, as she left her office building, she felt an overwhelming desire to unwind, to let the city take her on a journey. She drove slowly, her favorite mellow tunes playing softly in the background, blending perfectly with the city's hum. The streets, usually bustling with people and noise, seemed to dance in slow motion. Neon signs flickered to life, casting a gentle glow on the sidewalks, where children played and couples strolled hand in hand. As she navigated through familiar streets, Sarah's mind wandered, each block evoking a memory. There was the park where she used to have picnics with her friends, the little cafe where she had her first date, and the bookstore where she spent countless hours lost in stories. She decided to take a route that would lead her through some of her favorite spots, each one a chapter in her personal city story. First, she headed towards the park. It was a sprawling green space, a haven in the midst of the urban landscape. She remembered summer afternoons spent lying on a blanket, reading a book or chatting with friends. As she drove by, she could see families enjoying the cool evening, children laughing as they chased each other around. She slowed down, taking in the sight, the sound of their joy blending with the soft music in her car. From the park, she made her way to the cafe. This little place had a special place in her heart. It was where she had met Mark. They had shared many cups of coffee, talking for hours about everything and nothing. She parked her car and walked to the window, peering inside. It was still as cozy and inviting as she remembered, the warm lights casting a golden glow on the wooden tables. She smiled at the memory of their first date, the nervous excitement she had felt, and the ease with which their conversation had flowed. Continuing her drive, Sarah decided to visit the bookstore next. This was not just any bookstore, but a labyrinth of bookshelves filled with the scent of old pages and new adventures. She had discovered so many stories here, each one a new world to explore. She remembered spending rainy Saturdays curled up in a corner, lost in the pages of a novel, while the world outside faded away. She drove past it slowly, the sight of it bringing back a flood of happy memories. As she approached the riverfront, she decided to take a detour. The view of the city skyline reflecting on the water was mesmerizing. She parked her car and stepped out, the cool evening air wrapping around her like a comforting embrace. She leaned against the railing, gazing at the twinkling lights across the water, feeling a profound sense of peace. In that moment, Sarah realized that the city, with all its chaos and charm, was a part of her story. Every street, every building, every person she encountered had shaped her journey. She took a deep breath, savoring the beauty of the moment. She watched as boats gently moved along the river, their lights creating a dance of reflections on the water's surface. She decided to walk along the riverbank, taking her time to absorb the sights and sounds around her. The gentle lapping of the water against the shore, the distant murmur of conversations, and the occasional laughter from a nearby cafe created a soothing symphony. She passed by street performers, their music adding an enchanting backdrop to her stroll. Each note seemed to blend with the melodies in her heart, creating a harmonious connection with the city. As she continued her walk, she came across a small bridge that crossed over the river. She paused in the middle, leaning on the railing and looking down at the water below. The reflection of the city lights shimmered on the surface, creating a mesmerizing mosaic of colors. She felt a sense of wonder and gratitude for the simple beauty of the moment. It was as if time had slowed down, allowing her to fully appreciate the magic of the city at night. After spending some time on the bridge, Sarah made her way back to her car. She felt a renewed sense of energy and tranquility. The city's rhythm had a way of soothing her soul, reminding her of the beauty in the everyday moments. As she resumed her drive, she decided to explore a part of the city she hadn't visited in a while. She headed towards the Old Market District, a place known for its vibrant atmosphere and eclectic mix of shops. The market was still bustling with activity, even as the evening progressed. She parked her car and wandered through the narrow streets, lined with stalls selling everything from fresh produce to handmade crafts. The aromas of street food wafted through the air, tempting her to sample the delicious offerings. Sarah found a small stall selling freshly baked pastries and couldn't resist treating herself to a warm croissant. She continued to explore, enjoying the sights and sounds of the market. There was a sense of community here, a connection between the vendors and the shoppers that felt genuine and warm. She struck up a conversation with a friendly vendor who shared stories of the market's history and the people who had made it their home. As she made her way back to her car, Sarah felt a deep sense of contentment. The market had reminded her of the importance of connection and the simple joys of life. She continued her drive, the mellow music in the background creating a serene ambience. She decided to visit one more place before heading home, the old pier. The pier was a place she often went to clear her mind and find solace. It jutted out into the ocean, offering a breathtaking view of the city skyline and the vast expanse of water. She parked her car and walked to the end of the pier, the sound of the waves crashing against the wooden beams creating a soothing rhythm. She sat down on a bench, gazing out at the horizon, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. As she watched the waves dance under the moonlight, Sarah reflected on her journey. The city had been her home for many years, and each moment had contributed to the tapestry of her life. She thought about the people she had met, the places she had discovered, and the experiences that had shaped her. She realized that the city was not just a backdrop but an integral part of her story. The night grew darker, and the city lights shimmered like stars. Sarah knew it was time to head home, but she felt a renewed sense of appreciation for the city she loved. She made her way back to her car, the drive ahead promising more moments of reflection and connection. As she navigated through the familiar streets, she felt a sense of gratitude for the journey and the memories she had created. Driving home, Sarah felt a renewed sense of appreciation for the city she called home. The mellow music continued to play, its soothing melodies matching the rhythm of her heart. She knew that no matter where life took her, these city dreams would always be a part of her, guiding her through every twist and turn. As she pulled into her driveway, she took one last look at the city lights before stepping out of her car. The night was calm, and the air was filled with a gentle stillness. She made her way to her front door, feeling a sense of peace and contentment. The city had once again reminded her of the beauty in the everyday moments and the importance of cherishing the journey. Sarah knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges and adventures, but for now she was grateful for this moment of tranquility. She stepped inside her home, ready to embrace the night with a heart full of city dreams. I hope you enjoy this story on your nighttime drive. This has been an Alex Books presentation.